This is from Eat This Not That. These grocery items are about to skyrocket in price. The USDA is predicting another round of inflation hikes at the grocery store. This is something I've been saying for a while now on my show since this whole inflation meltdown started, is I really genuinely think that more people, when you go to the grocery store, and now again, this is of course assuming you can afford it. I know a lot of people that watch my program are not too good, they're not doing well financially. But in my opinion, you're going to have to buy food no matter what, right? You're going to have to eat no matter what, right? So I think genuinely, when you go to the store, like let's say if you usually shop once a week, go to the store, buy 10 days worth of food if you can, and just keep doing that and develop a stockpile. For me, I like to buy beans at the store, stuff that lasts for multiple years, dried beans. You just throw that shit on a shelf. 3 years from now, like a fucking, 3 years from now, a hot dog is going to cost $30, and you're going to be looking at that shelf full of beans, and you're going to be like, fuck, I'm glad I bought those beans, right? So that's my opinion. When you go to the grocery store, you should really be trying to the best of your ability, be shopping ahead of time. Because again, you're just going to be paying a net lower cost, right? This is why I also advocate for people to try to grow their own stuff if you can, if that's an option. But anyway, let's read this. By now, it's hard to remember when grocery prices were normal. Ever since the pandemic, costs for basic items have increased, and coupled with the recent increases in inflation and shortages for many essential produce ingredients, things are even more expensive right now. Companies like Kraft and Mondelez, who are forces behind some of the most popular items on the shelves, like Oreo, Lunchables, Oscar Mayer. Okay. I'm going to be honest, right? Like, the most popular items on the shelves, such as Oreo and Lunchables. What does it say? Like, I'm just being honest. What does it say about our society where, like, popular items are Oreos and Lunchables? What about the Lunchables that have the Oreos in them? Now you're getting fucking crazy. Now that's just out of control. And I've already raised prices, and trends are continuing to point to the fact that they could do so again. Unfortunately, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA, agrees. According to the most recent food price outlook report for April, 6 major food groups are going to continue to go up in price throughout the rest of the year. Now, again, I want to remind everyone that most of the time here, price increases are as a result of price gouging. Now, once again, like, if you were to buy food at cost, like at the cost, like without any profit motive, like every step of the way, the food's been harvested and produced and transported without the, idea for profit. We're not talking about like, people should do it for free. Like, people need to get paid, right? But we're not going to, our at cost means like you drive the truck, how many, gallons or whatever, labor, right? You pay that, and then not anymore. You don't pocket the rest, right? So if we were to sell food at cost, it would be like maybe 30%, maybe 20% of what we're paying right now for our average grocery bill. Most of this is because of price gouging. Now, again, there's a lot of instability in the world with COVID-19 and with the war in Ukraine. There's a wheat shortage fast approaching. And so food prices are going to go up. That is factually true. That said, right, let's say at cost, right, food prices go up 12%. Well, these corporations, right, they're going to, oh shit, the food's going up. Let's make it go up 20%. Let's make it go up 30%. They'll pay for it. They got to eat, right? The fucking peasants have to eat, right? Well, maybe 40% price increase, right? So this is how this stuff works. This is why capitalism is a horrible form of government and a horrible form of economics, right? Because especially when it comes to food, right? The idea that you, like, all of it, like, from year to year, are you getting paid more? I don't know about y'all. I am getting paid less over the course of the last year. And I know a lot of people as well that I know of are getting paid less compared to a year ago. So we're making less money, and the cost of living is skyrocketing. Something's got to give. Something's got to give. So anyway, let's read. Fruits and vegetables. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck grocery store this is. This looks like a fucking Acme. I don't know. Many grocery stores place the fresh food sections right near an entrance. If your supermarket is set up this way, expect to walk in and immediately be greeted by higher prices. Like, I love the language here. The language here is so good, right? Like most grocery stores place the fresh food sections at the entrance. And if yours does, expect to go in and see higher prices. Like, that's storytelling. This is fucking storytelling right here. The USDA says that both fresh fruits and vegetables are expected to go up in price either 4.5 to 5.5%. There may also be fewer bananas, strawberries, zucchini, broccoli, and other to choose from. One global commodity expert recently told CNBC that the Russian invasion of Ukraine and subsequent sanctions, plus the increases in fertilizer costs, are a double whammy, the full effects of which may not be felt until later into 2022 with upcoming harvests. I hope this noise is not annoying when I keep spinning into that. I'll find a solution for that. Dairy. Now the price, I'm just going to read the thing. Eggs, beef, veal, and other red meat. Ugh! Ugh! Can we be honest here? Imagine going to the store and buying meat. Imagine,
Only
right?
the really,
Ugh!
I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Fucking meat eaters, am I right? Chicken, fuck you. Fish, fuck you. Anyway, you shouldn't be buying meat or fish. I mean, fish is, I have a less of a problem with fish, but if you eat meat, you're a fucking, you're a freak. If you're eating any other mammal, you're a freak. That's just my opinion. I don't know. If you're eating like a fish, at least they're not part of the fucking mammalian kingdom, right? Better not be eating dolphins. Though I do want to say, fish is separate from sea creatures. I don't endorse eating octopus or squid. I just don't endorse that. But anyway, let's get this meat off the fucking screen. Let's look at fresh fucking goddamn fruits and vegetables. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. All right. So, once again, right, my opinion, buy as much food in advance as you can. Okay? Buy as much food as you can when you can, as soon as you can. Build a stockpile. Get dried beans, canned vegetables, anything you can get, because now I have gone through food insecurity in my life. I've talked about this many times. When I was young, I would often, go a week without having any food. Like, I would eat maybe one or two canned soups or whatever throughout an entire week, until my mom could get paid when I was young. I've been through food insecurity. I understand that kind of shit really fucks with you, right? I know, I talk about this a lot. 95% of Americans don't eat fiber. They don't eat vegetables. They don't eat, healthy food, right? So they're chronically unhealthy. 75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated, right? So that combined, if you're going to enter a food crisis at any point, that's the worst thing in the world. I don't know how many other people have experience with food insecurity or starvation or not having access to food. But in my opinion, I will do whatever I possibly can to avoid ever having to deal with that situation again for the rest of my life. And so my opinion is buying in bulk, stocking up on stuff, canned goods, I should say. Beans those are my go-tos. I could derive, produce a list, Courtney in the chat, buy beans and what else? I say canned goods. Anything canned that has an expiration date of 2 to 3 years, from when it's produced, is gonna, again, 3 years from now, right? Who knows? Food prices could have tripled and our wages are even decreasing even further. And, you might be relying on that storage, right? So I don't know, man. I think food insecurity is one of the worst things to have to deal with, just ever in your entire life. And so anything and everything that you can do to avoid that, is going to be ideal. So that's what I want to, try to focus on here, when I cover these kinds of stories. Because a lot of people, again, yes, price gouging. Yes, the government could do stuff to subsidize these things. Yes, absolutely. Talking about the government is a good thing. I think it's good to shit talk governments and private corporations. But what also is important is to give people real world advice that they can actually use in their lives, right? And so again, our food habits, it's unsustainable. I'm telling you this right now. If you're 70 years old, 80 years old, some of you watch my stream that are that old, and you don't really want to shake up your diet too much, you know what? That's fine. You know what? Live the rest of your life. Do whatever you want. That's all good. But I'm 25 years old, right? So, and I've been through food insecurity. I've grown up poor. I've grown up, without any of that kind of access to frequent food. And I can tell you, right, like from that experience, right, I never want to go through that again. So every time I go shopping, I try to, have an eye out for things that last long, right? You want to build a stockpile when you do so. And so, I like, this is going to be a problem. Like, I mean, like, I feel like the way that Americans eat food, especially, I mean, the whole world, right? The whole world has a problem with food, but the way Americans specifically, and I know this really well because I've been born and raised in this shithole country, right? The way we eat food is unsustainable. Fast food, like waste, right? Like that kind of, like, think about like the amount of food waste. Like people just buy food and then don't eat it. Now, I'm not saying you should eat everything on your plate. Like if you don't think, like you need it or whatever, it's all, it's all good. Leftovers are something that you should do. But I mean, really, like, it's unsustainable, right? Like, prices are going to continue to skyrocket, and you're going to have to adjust, unless you're like, unless you're doing really well financially, and I know some people are, right? And that's cool, and I'm happy for you. But if you're not doing super well financially, if you are someone that, like, lives paycheck to paycheck or, barely, is able to scrape by, I would highly recommend, if you have any sort of savings at all, to burn through it all and give me money on Patreon. But I'm just saying, like, think about it in like financial terms, like investing or whatever. Like, invest in food, right? Invest in food storage, invest in dry food. Because again, if you got to eat, right? Like, you have to eat. That is a cost that just is recurring throughout your entire life, right? And so, you have a lower dollar cost average if prices are continuing to skyrocket. Now, if there's signs that prices will decrease in the future, maybe then start living off your stockpile a little bit, wait for prices to go back down, right? But this, I don't know. I'm just trying to give people advice. Maybe I should craft a list. I should do a show where I just go to the grocery store. I have someone like follow me with a camera at the grocery store. Like shopping with the bitch. Should that be like a spin-off of cooking with the bitch? Like, I'll just go up and down all the aisles. Like, you see this? You see, and I'm holding, like, some garbage. Yeah, I'm holding Oreos. You see this? You don't need that. I'll throw it across the fucking thing. Like, the manager's gonna come up. What do you fucking do? Why are you throwing shit off the shelves? Like, you're throwing things in garbage cans. You're opening up packages, like, in the middle of my store. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. And then I'm gonna, like, get into a fight with the manager. And then I'm gonna say, and then we're gonna go viral. And then, but anyway. I think people really need to pay attention to food. I think I know a lot of people in America especially are on autopilot when it comes to food. Get the fuck off of autopilot. Pay attention to what the fuck you're eating. Pay attention to what the fuck you're buying, because I guarantee you this shit's gonna get really bad really soon. And I don't think nearly enough people in this country are prepared for it at this moment. So anyway, fuck them. Fuck the corporations. Fuck the government. Fuck Putin. Fuck Biden. Fuck them all to hell. Buy beans. Do I grow food? I've been getting into growing food.